November 1st meeting of the PEG Commission to order. And roll call, so Al, Barry here, Alyssa is not yet. And pledge to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, approval of the agenda. Very short tonight, should be quick in and out, so.
Do I enter a motion?
Motion?
Motion to approve the agenda.
Okay, I second that. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carried. Approval of the minutes from the November 10th meeting.
Very to the point. The update on Spectrum.
Yep.
Andy presented his work and his proposal. We unanimously accepted the proposal. Set forth a plan to work with the contractor to build up the calendar.
Okay.
Meeting adjourned at 7:02.
Okay. With that, I will, is there a motion to approve the minutes as presented?
I put forth a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll support that. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carried. Public comment. We have no public here tonight. Correspondence. I don't have anything. Well, I guess actually that email from Heather would be probably good to mention here. Alyssa has not put in an application to reapply for the commission, so I think we want to reach out to her and just understand. So otherwise, come January 1st, we'll be down to just two of us.
So what I'll do is I'll do the minutes today, or tomorrow morning, and I'll send them out, and I'll also ask her the question in the same email.
Okay, sounds good. Director's report. So on that, the meetings have been posted to YouTube, and
I forgot how long it takes to get out the door when the snow.
Okay. Well, I guess we're gonna rewind back a little bit then, since we were just talking about you. Apparently your term ends in December. Are you planning on
Do you guys want me to?
We do?
It's just getting good.
Great.
As long as I'm not wanted.
You are wanted.
Yes.
Great.
So,
Yeah.
okay. So you can take that information back to Heather and,
I did get an email.
yes, yeah.
But I just haven't gotten around to going to print it out and submit it and all that.
Okay, okay. And I guess the next opportunity for city council to take action is actually after our January meeting. So technically you wouldn't be a member for January,
Okay.
but as long as. the
And I won't
two
be
of us
here.
are- You will not be here
I
in
will not,
January.
at what day of the week? No, I won't be here. I know I won't. I'm leaving like the 27th.
Okay, well, let's talk about that at the
Yeah.
end. 'Cause if you're not gonna be here, she won't be yet reappointed, we won't have a quorum, so then we won't have a meeting in January. But we'll get to that at the
All
end.
right.
So on director's report, city meetings are being posted on the YouTube, along with the Necoma Township. They're submitting theirs to us. I've been recording the airport, and I've missed now a few meetings of Filer Township. I should be able to catch theirs tomorrow night. Their last one, I was on vacation, and the one before that, I don't remember why I wasn't available either.
Okay.
And then Manistee Township, I haven't been recording because they moved their meetings to Friday mornings, kind of middle of the workday, so it just hasn't worked out. But
Have you,
That's,
curious,
yes.
have you ever talked to them about recording their own? I'm sure you have.
I actually haven't, but, you know, that is probably a conversation that, should happen, you know, sometime relatively soon, so.
Do a quick class.
Yeah,
I
yep,
mean, yeah, okay.
okay, that's a good point. Um, The only other thing is there was one email exchange around Charter Spectrum, but that's actually the first item under old business, so I'll move on from director's report to that. So I had mentioned last month that Charter was inquiring that they couldn't contact the person they needed to at MAPS, and he responded that his phone number is the same phone number he just regave them. They acknowledged finally that they now have his contact information, and that's all that has happened. So they are dragging their feet, and that is that state. On the new website, so last month we approved moving forward with Envigor. I have, after a back and forth with Andy, I have a correct invoice for the 50% upfront payment, which I have not yet had a chance to submit for payment. And the contract I just got signed, so the pieces are there, but there's still a couple loose ends to tie up.
Do you have a time frame-ish?
I have not asked him for a time frame.
Oh, no, from like when you can,
Oh, get that, I intend to get the invoice into downstairs this week. So.
okay. And then, I'm sure that's why he's not reaching out.
Probably, yes, yeah, so. Yeah, he initially submitted an invoice for the entire amount, but the agreement says we pay 50% upfront, so
Yeah.
I didn't want to have to explain, pay half of this invoice.
Yeah.
So, he sent a corrected invoice on that. And that's all I have on that topic. And there's no new business that I'm aware of.
I have something.
And I was just gonna ask, any other?
Well, I think it's kind of gonna be in a holding pattern until we see something from Configure. Perhaps we should meet a little bit about changing the acronym.
Marketing of it?
Or,
Well, actually, I'll throw into that is, as I was printing out our agenda tonight, it's like, we need a new logo. So all of those pieces around identity and how we identify ourselves need to be thought through. So how would you suggest we
Pitch us.
move forward with that? I think you've thought about it.
I have. I have to admit that I put it into AI and came up with a couple of different suggestions. I can pull them up if you'd like.
Oh, sure.
And nothing, popped out at me immediately, but I also have a tendency to overthink things. So maybe something will pop out of you guys. Let's see here. One of my clients, while this is coming up, he said, well, why don't you pose it to the public and see if they could come up with something, and it would create more marketing for you guys. But it would also bring more attention to our current one, so, yeah.
And it's also, if the public is unaware, they're not really in a good position to suggest something, because then we first have to explain what it is we're doing, and then it's like, well, then you're not necessarily getting an unbiased input, because how you explain something is obviously going to impact how they respond.
Sure. So here's a couple. There's PACE, which is Public Access, Community, and Education. But that doesn't really have the governance part.
PACE.
Yeah, PACE.
So, like, just before you pitch,
Uh-huh.
right, like, so are these names for like a calendar? Or for the whole, like, what would be on the calendar at the top, right? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, and on the TV channel.
Mhm.
Um, Penn, Public Education and Navigation, sorry, Engagement and Navigation. PARC, Public Access Resources and Council. Yeah, I mean, there's so many here, and it's kind of,
But let me ask this question. Why do we need something that resembles
an acronym.
an acronym?
Yeah.
Because we're the PEG Commission, but that's just the governance. That doesn't have necessarily any tie to what we present ourselves to the public.
Right.
And it would probably be more effort than it's work to change the name of the commission. Because there's all sorts of hoops to drive through.
Okay.
So I don't see that as necessary. Probably desirable to keep things aligned.
If that's
not
just kind of in
necessary.
the background, then it
Right.
doesn't make
Right.
as much of
But
a-
it's what we present ourselves to the public as.
Right.
And I think trying to go with an acronym that becomes a name that really doesn't have obvious meaning isn't necessarily maybe the most straightforward way. So I would say
Okay.
we separate those two and just like, PEG Commission is PEG Commission, that's fine, but, oops, what we are.
I have, it has, the whole concept of the acronym being PEG is helpful in explaining it, because there's the public, then there's education, and then there's governance. There's these three very obvious separations. I wonder if we can figure that out with one word. It doesn't need to be figured out right away either.
Right.
I mean, I do think, because before you came in, we won't be able to have a meeting in January,
Right,
because you won't be on the commission, and I won't be here
right.
until February. So I do think that we should have like a mark on the wall for Andy to work from, like whatever it's called, so like the logo and the design can flow around that, which I think we could, flip a coin and do tonight, like the Manistee Beacon or the like Lighthouse Life or something like that. That kind of sets him in a direction with a theme for the site. I think would be good to do, because then we can start working with him in the way we had mentioned last meeting.
We could also suggest to him that if he has a good idea,
Yeah.
Right.
we're open to that.
Would voting and agreeing on a name constitute a open meetings, or could that just be something that's handled like if we did a Google poll, some choices, and then do rank choice or something like that?
Well, I think that it gets into how we interact with Andy. We kind of touched on this last month, is in general, to avoid kind of open meetings things, is anything we have should just go to Andy. And then we basically rely on him in his role as our contractor to kind of gauge that input and, either make a decision if it's something that's, not consequential. Something like name probably is something that is consequential. But he can distill that information and then come back to us with, here's what I heard, I've added my input, here's a recommendation, do you support that? so that avoids, you know, us directly meeting and discussing something, but we funnel things through him. He then can come back with,
Is this what I understand you to say? Like, yeah. Let me ask you this, Barry and Alyssa,
Mm-hmm.
especially you, Barry, and your, you know, you dreamed this up some time ago. When you lied awake at night thinking about it, did you have a name in mind?
I've, for a number of years now, gravitated to what the internet domain name that we kind of have operated or kind of have reserved for this is Manistee Info.
Okay.
But
So that's the web, that's it's manistee.info?
Manistee.info. But that was kind of geared after Onekama's similar page, which is Onekama Info.
Dot info?
I don't think theirs is a .info.
onekamainfo.com.
Yeah, something like that. But you know that is not set in stone at this point, and
But that's the URL we'll use.
we, as long as whatever we decide is available, it could be something else. It just, I reserve that because it had been mentioned, and you don't want someone else to pick
Right,
it up and
yeah.
then not having it available. So
And what is it, what is the tourism?
they are. They're Manistee.com? No, they're visitmanistee.com.
Okay.
Manistee.com, I think, is owned or was owned by Jack Pine,
Oh,
back when they were more of early ISP in the area.
or if they've. What about you, Alyssa? What strikes you?
I think I am more of an idealist and less of a pragmatist, and I think Manistee.info just seems a little cold. Though I would like it to be something warm, but
Yeah.
I'd be okay with it if that's what we decided on.
So manistee.com rolls over to the Visitor Bureau.
Okay, so they
want it.
know.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I know like the idea of calling it something like, you know, I'll just give an example, Lighthouse Life. You don't want a URL that says Lighthouse Life. I'm sure like half the churches in America have already tried to take that,
Right.
right? Right, same with anything with beacon in it.
Yeah.
I mean, it can be called whatever it is, but like the URL,
But I would recommend we not have two different things
so it needs to be
because,
whatever the URL.
or pretty darn close, because people hear something and then they type that in and assume that it's going to take them, and if it takes them somewhere else,
Yeah.
because the URL is completely different, then that's also a problem.
But if they hit Manistee Info, they can have like a catchy logo with something at the top,
Yeah, yeah.
with whatever that is.
Right.
And you can optimize the search to point you there.
To the extent you can influence that. More and more search now is AI driven and less about typical search results, and therefore there's a whole shift going on right now that's interesting. And I find myself getting caught into it. Like I do a search, and whereas I used to would like go click on
Right.
probably the authoritative website, now I just find myself reading the
AI generated,
synopsis
yeah.
and not even going to, you know, and hoping that that is the right information.
Yeah. Because you had to dig in a little bit if you
Right.
want to.
Well,
I had,
good question.
Just
I think we've got time to think about this. I don't think we don't need to make a decision tonight. But I think based on what we've all said, let's keep thinking, and I guess I would say before our next meeting, each of us should jot down some thoughts on this topic, and probably, given what we just talked about, send them to Andy and see the rest of us. But again, you shouldn't respond to an email from other commission members outside of the meeting.
So, yeah, it may confuse, like, I had written that stuff a long time ago, right?
Yep.
Like probably a year ago. You know, Manistee Events Hub, Manistee Community Connect, Manistee Pulse, Manistee Happenings, Manistee Calendar Central, Manistee Community Calendar, Life and Events. Had a bunch of those. And then I got into more geographical, like river basin highlights, which no one would know what that meant. Manistee River Flow. Peer-to-peer events from Frankfurt to Ludington. I don't want to confuse him, just because I think like getting the name is going to be like start him off on the right foot.
Yeah.
Or the wrong foot, if it's the wrong name.
We need something simple that everybody can spell, that doesn't get misspelled.
I mean, I haven't used the info, .info, and I mean, I don't know if I've ever hit one.
Right.
We can't discuss it amongst ourselves in a poll between the,
No.
even a naming,
No, that's
unless we decided here tonight.
right.
I know you want it, I can understand the draw for figuring it out right now, but unfortunately, I don't think we're gonna be able to.
Manistee Monthly. Manistee Now. Which I'm fine with. I mean, he could do everything else but that,
yes.
You know.
No, I mean, that's,
and then maybe,
and I think he's going to want to be part of that discussion,
oh,
because that's being a creative type person that a designer like that is. These are the types of things that they have insight into.
do we, I'm just thinking back to the URL has to match the name, or close.
Yeah, I think it shouldn't be completely unrelated.
Right.
That's my concern.
Uh-huh.
I mean, like an app, you don't have to worry about it. If it gets turned into an app, then it's an app.
Right.
Which we didn't talk about that with him, did we?
No, that's not part of the scope of work.
Well,
I want to show you something. There was a way that I kind of envisioned, I don't know if it's practical, that we could keep PEG and use it. Let's see, where did I put it?
In general, my thought is like you find Manistee info cold, I find PEG unintelligible.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't mean anything, because it has, without having a context of
Right.
either breaking up what the acronym is, but then you're having to
Sure.
convey a lot of information, and it makes it not convenient for the general public to say, oh, I found this website that has this great information, and it is, and it being something like that person they're telling will forget it in 5 minutes because it doesn't have any context that's gonna help them
Right.
around it. Not that Manistee.info is all that great at that, but
Someone has
peg
Manistee
is
events.
a square peg in a round hole. It's like, what does that have to do with?
Yeah, I kind of wish that we would have asked Andy what he thought of it. I did bring it up to him when I talked to him, actually, but one of us can call him and ask him.
Each of us can call him and ask him.
Okay.
I mean, again, the open meetings is we can't communicate, but each
Oh,
of us
why don't
can
we
have
do
a
that
conversation
then?
with him. Yeah. That's kind of what I was thinking, is that before
Okay.
the next meeting, each of us think about
Oh, I'm
this
sorry.
and then communicate with Andy and
Okay.
kind of loop him in.
Okay, yes, I'm sorry, I guess I missed that. That would be great.
And I think you've already thought about this previously because you have this long list of potential. So again, I think that is an input into, potentially Andy saying, none of these necessarily strike me as being great, but these are kind of different iterations and maybe that could spawn something in his creative mind.
In case you were wondering, ManisteeEvents.com is taken.
Of course it is.
Is that you?
No,
Oh.
but it seems logical.
Yeah, Events Manistee is not. Manistee,
But I will say is those that can go either way,
yeah, confused.
it confuse, especially if the other one is taken and takes you somewhere else.
It's actually being used.
Because then you type it in the wrong way and
All of a sudden you're on
you're on something else and then you're really confused.
the, yeah.
And I kind of like Manistee events too, because the acronym is me. Um,
But that's taken.
Well, I wonder who has it,
Yeah, it's not, it's not,
and if we can
it's, somebody's just sitting on it. I mean, you can look,
get it
but.
from them.
Manistee Now is not taken, Manistee Calendar is not taken, just for your consideration. Yeah. Does not appear to be an active independent event calendar with results, so no one's using it,
Okay.
according to AI.
Right. Well, I mean, that's something that could be pursued, is just figuring out who has it and
Yeah.
whether or not that would be.
Cool.
Because I think that is the closest, that's descriptive, short.
Yeah,
What's that website called, who
Who is?
is? Tell you who owns,
Although there are ways now that you can just hide.
oh,
that'd be interesting. What if it was more Manistee? And if you could also make it into an acronym. But
oh,
Manistee's awesome, but more does it have?
so now I went on, I used one E.
What?
Manistee
You
Vents.
spelled it wrong.
Manistee Vents,
Oh, because,
triple E.
oh, I didn't even think about that, so, yeah, that's an interesting one, because how do you correctly spell? Yeah, obviously, it's triple E,
Mm-hmm.
Manistee
Oh,
Events,
mhm.
you got the 2 E's plus the E. which-
Right.
That seems kind of weird.
It
I'm
does.
not-
People would get that wrong all the time. What do you,
Yeah, triple E, yeah, it is a lot. So Manistee-events.com is not, Manistee Event is not. So, .net is not. So Manistee-events.com is not.
Okay.
So, I guess, do you wanna, once Andy's free to start working, do you wanna start, Alyssa, like, communicating with them on like
Yeah.
Okay, like kick the ball off with them and, I mean, I have like a bunch of, I have like some writing and things I've done for it already.
Mhm.
You know, you can plug and play and I can share the document with him and he can just cut and paste what he needs and modify, but if you wanna like start, so I guess it would be likely before the holidays.
Yeah.
If all goes well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good conversation.
Great.
So then let's talk about next meeting. So you're out, you won't be, so whatever that first Monday in January is, I think it's the 5th.
But would Alyssa be, if she reapplies, would she be appointed by then?
No, because from what the
The meeting.
email said is she would be appointed on the day after, on the Tuesday.
No.
6th.
You could reschedule, I mean, if you wanted to make.
So that's what I was gonna say. Well, because I will not be here for the February meeting.
Oh, okay, I'm gone all of January.
So that's what I was just trying to understand is what people's schedule is. So you're gone all of
Yeah.
January, I'll be gone February.
When are you leaving?
Um,
Do you know?
I think, we have a place rented from the 1st.
Like, yeah, I'm either coming back the weekend of the 27th or the weekend of February 2nd.
Say that again?
I'm either coming back the last weekend in January or the first weekend in February, so we would
Okay.
not overlap.
Okay.
But could, I mean,
But
Alyssa, me,
we could meet later in January.
if you're around.
Mhm.
So.
Yeah,
and
let's do
then
that.
The two of you could meet.
On the regular day, provided I'm here back on the 5th. I'll be here the 5th.
No, I think you're looking at the wrong month.
I'd be here
You
our meeting's the 2nd?
Second, you may or may not be here.
I should be here the 2nd.
Um,
Yes, I'll be here the 2nd
Okay.
of February.
Okay, so would you be available on the 12th of January? So the second Monday?
Is that, what's the holiday?
That's the following Monday, the 19th.
Okay.
December 12th?
No,
No, say that again.
January 12th.
January 12th. Of course.
We are actually already in December.
Yes. Yeah, I can do that.
Okay. So then tentatively, Tom, pending availability, we will move the January meeting to the 12th. And plan to hold the February meeting at its regular time on the 2nd. You won't be in January, I won't be in February, but we will have still quorums to meet.
One of us has to study up on procedures. Would you be willing to still make the agenda
Yeah.
for February? Okay,
Yep.
and I don't know if you, just email it,
Yep.
okay?
Yep, no, that'd be fine.
And I can help you with the procedures.
Oh, thank you. You've been here enough. I have no memory of things.
Okay then, is there anything else for us tonight?
Will you, can you send an email to us when we know that you've,
Yep, when
Okay.
I hear
when you've
your
sent,
confirmation
yeah.
on those dates, I will fill it out.
Okay.
Okay, well, good, then I think we are adjourned at 6:38.